Hi, my name's Graham and I'm a Senior Officer at Arts Council England. Second round of Cultural Recovery Funds grants is a programme set by the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, or the DCMS, and we at Arts Council England will be administering, awarding and monitoring those grants on their behalf. Through this programme, we aim to support cultural organisations as they transition to a viable and financially sustainable model between April and June 2021. The size of the grants will be between £25,000 and £3 million, the overall budget being £250 million. Now, if you're a not-for-profit organisation and you've previously received a grant from the Cultural Recovery Fund, the maximum you can receive across both rounds is £3 million. For commercial organisations, or those that operate for profit, the maximum you can receive across both rounds is £1 million. So if you've previously received a grant through the Cultural Recovery Fund grants programme, bear this in mind when you apply. Local authorities, universities and other single not-for-profit organisations that run multiple distinct cultural services can submit one application to this programme, and that should cover all of the services that you require funding for. Alongside the Cultural Recovery Fund grants programme, we'll also run a repayable finance or a loans programme, again on behalf of the DCMS. These are repayable to Arts Council England and for over £1 million only. You can apply for a grant or a loan, but you cannot apply for both, so think carefully before you apply as to which one suits your needs best. To apply, you must be a cultural organisation in England, or the majority of whose work takes place in England, and you must be properly constituted and registered with the appropriate regulatory body. For example, Companies House, the Charity Commission, or the Financial Conduct Authority. And you must be up to date with all necessary submissions to that body, and your financial statements should show that your organisation has been trading for at least the last 2 years without being dormant. If you're applying for over £1 million, then it's at least the last 3 years. By cultural here, we mean sitting within the remit of Arts Council England. And our remit covers dance, literature, music, museums, theatre, visual arts and combined arts. Libraries also sit within our remit, but are not eligible to apply to this particular programme. We can cover costs to help you meet the shortfall between your operating costs and your income during the period April to June 2021. So the sort of things that we'll be able to cover include general running costs and overheads. This can include things like your rent and utilities, as well as the costs of creative programming, putting on shows and events and digital programmes. Staffing and personnel costs, including rehiring staff, contracting freelancers and marketing costs. COVID-19 related capital costs. So this can include buying or installing essential equipment or costs for repair and maintenance. These can be up to a maximum of 10% of the amount applied for, or 20% if the organisation includes a listed building that needs further additional costs to reopen. You can apply for debts incurred as a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic since 1st of October 2020, but not debts incurred before that. And we also cannot support costs to repay, in part or in full, government coronavirus business interruption loans. Finally, you can include costs for building reserves, up to a maximum value of 8 weeks turnover. Now, if you've previously received a grant that included building reserves, you'll need to evidence how you've used up any reserves built over October and March. Local authorities and universities cannot include these costs. See the guidance for a full list of what we can and cannot fund through this programme. To apply, go online. The portal opens at midday on the 6th of January 2021 and closes at midday on the 26th of January 2021. In the application form, we'll ask you 6 questions. Tell us how you've managed the impact of COVID-19 so far and why you're unable to transition to viability and sustainability from the 1st of July 2021 without additional support. Tell us how you will use this grant to support your cultural operation between April to June 2021 in a way that represents value for money. Tell us how you will adapt your plans if restrictions do not ease during the period as set out in the assumptions in the guidance. Now, this is very important, this third question. In the guidance, there are a range of assumptions about social distancing and how it is anticipated that things will change between April and June 2021 as vaccines are rolled out and government guidelines might change. This question asks you to consider those assumptions and to make alternative plans if they do not come to pass. Tell us how you plan to ensure your viability and sustainability for the period of 1st of July 2021 to the 31st of March 2022. So that's after the period that we're able to fund. Tell us about your organisation's work and how it is considered to be culturally significant and or how it contributes to providing cultural opportunity in England. And the final question, please tell us how you will open up access by improving the diversity of your audiences, visitors, participants, workforce and governance. Now this final question will only be used during the balancing stages of our decision making to help us achieve a balanced investment across the grants we make. Full detail on answering these questions is in our published guidance, and it's highly recommended that you use it when answering the questions, as it tells you exactly what you need to tell us. We'll also ask you to detail how you plan to use the grant in an expenditure table and for an activity plan so we can see what you have planned over those 3 months. In terms of attachments, we'll ask you to provide a balance sheet at 31st of December 2020 showing your actual position and a balance sheet at the 31st of March 2021 showing your projected position. We'll ask for last year's full financial statements prepared to the relevant legal standard for an organisation of your scale and status, and preferably these would be independently audited or certified for the financial year 2019 and 20. But we understand that might not be possible. We will also ask you to complete 2 mandatory financial templates. Those are a cash flow and a budget covering the 1st of January 2021 to the 31st of March 2022. You should ensure that you use these templates, as if you don't, the application may be deemed ineligible. And that's it from me. You can find out more about the programme at artscouncil.org.uk/CRF grants. Here you'll find the full guidance which will help you answer the questions. It also provides more detail about what we can and cannot cover through the programme. There's an FAQ section which we are continually updating, and this should help to answer most of the questions that you might have. That's it from me. Thanks very much, and if you are making an application, I wish you the best of luck.